Back in the day, I had a tutor named Fischer, and she was cool and all that, but she had an injury on her knee, but she wasn't really disabled, but she was disabled. Like, she was cool and young. She was older, but she was still young, and how can I put this? Like, she was very liberal when it comes to her causes, but clueless when it came to everybody else's feelings and causes, and came off a bit ignorant at time. And a lot of times she would defend people that kind of would mock me. She was my college English tutor, and the thing about it was she she thought she was kind of bigger than what she was, and she would kind of show off a little bit. She even said one time she wanted to get food stamps, but yet would show off about all these vacations that she would take, and um, all the DVDs or electronics she had in her house, and it was just ridiculous. And she even told me one time, the king of DVDs, that I need more DVDs. One time she asked me why my handwriting was so sloppy, and I told her that my aides clock out at 8 o'clock and they have to put me in bed because my grandparents can't put me in bed. She goes, "Oh my God, you go to bed at 8 o'clock." Technically, I didn't go to bed. I would have a book, or I would have a remote control, or I would have something with me, or if I needed to do homework in bed, I had something propped up on a book that I could write. But she made me feel like I definitely didn't want to go to bed so early, but I had no choice because nobody was around and my grandparents are elderly. This is what I mean. How she would make people, she was part of the disability services department, but she would make people with disabilities feel like shit because they were worse off than her. She might have not meant it intentionally, and her patience was also thin, which was even worse, because even after 3 years of dealing with her, I really couldn't deal with her anymore. Her patience level was through the roof. Like, I couldn't even hear it anymore. But the thing about it is that she kind of made me feel like shit, and she made me feel like it was the end of the world, that I couldn't get in and out of my chair, or I needed somebody to put me in bed a little early, or put me in bed, period. That's the thing. I can't help the fact that I can't walk, just like people can't help that they're blind. Chickens want to fly, but they can't fly. So, you understand the logic. So it's like, and then when I said I look up to people like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake because they were born around the same time I was, and they have this vehicle, which they probably don't use it so well, to reach out to people, and I look up to them for that. And she goes, "Yeah, but you can't dance like them." Who said anything about dancing? Like, and she kept repeating it like, "I understand I'm in a chair. I understand I have a disability, but that's not all what I am. If you only look at certain things, I need somebody to put me in bed. I need somebody to put me in early. I need somebody to do this, or I'm in a chair, then you'll never get to know who's the real Chris." And I feel sad for you because you're still young and you don't know what tomorrow might bring. As much as She was a mentor to me. She kind of kicked me down at the same time, and looking down on me and looking her nose up at me kind of made me feel like she thought she was better than me. And it's hurtful because nobody knows what kind of condition they are tomorrow, and nobody knows what tomorrow will bring. There's a lot of people that said they would never want to be in my condition, and sadly they're not alive, because even though I don't walk and I don't move around and I'm a quadriplegic, at least I'm still alive. Not throwing it in their faces, but you never look down. A word of advice: you never look down at the next person.